Good morning, my dear students. In our today's class, we are going to see the new topic, image formation by a lens. In the previous class, you have learned that one of the interesting topic, it is what is meant by lens. Lens is nothing but it is a transparent material and it is bounded by two surfaces. Sometimes the two surfaces are a spherical surface, and some of the time one is a plane surface and another one is a spherical surface. And depending upon the surfaces, we are classifying the lenses into several types: plano-convex lens, plano-concave lens, double convex lens, double concave lens. There are variety of things are there. But in your chapter 10, 10th standard, we are going to study about detailedly only these two lenses. One is concave lens, another one is convex lens. And the image formation is very easy in the concave lens, because only there are two possible cases are there. I explain it later. First of all, we are going to start the image formation in convex lens. I hope all of you learned that basic ideas for image formation in convex lens, and also I explained that concept in the previous class. The first thing is, if the light ray is parallel to the principal axis, if I consider the lens, any one of the lens, if the light ray is parallel to the principal axis, this one is the principal axis, this is the incident light ray. If it is parallel to the principal axis, after getting the refraction by the lens, the incident light ray, it focused at the point, that point is F. That means the incident light ray which is parallel to the principal axis, after getting refraction by the lens, it is converged at the principal focus. And also we know that whenever you are going to use any one of the mirror, we are using some of the notation F, C and P. But at the time of lens, we are going to use some of the notation. This one is O, and here we can mark the symbol notation is F1, and here 2F1. Because in this lens we have the two surfaces, two spherical surfaces. This is a convex lens, so we have the two spherical surfaces. So this is with respect to the first surface, and here we are going to mention the F2 and 2F2. This is with respect to the another one surface. So F1 is the principal focus of the first surface, F2 is the principal focus of the second surface. Like the 2F1 and 2F2 is nothing but center of curvature of the corresponding surfaces. Okay, so without knowing this concept, it is impossible to draw the image formation by using the lens. Okay, so first of all, you learn that symbol notation, meaning for the symbol notation. After that, we can easily draw the image by using convex lens. Okay, this is the first case. And for the second case, if the incident light ray, it passing through the principal focus. If it is passing through the principal focus, means after getting refraction, the refracted ray by the lens, it is parallel to the principal axis. This is the second case. And third one is a very important. In the mirror, if the light ray is passing through the center of curvature, there is no deviation. But in this case, in your textbook, they are given that third concept is, if the light ray is passing through the optical center, if the light ray is passing through the optical center, there is no deviation. That means the refracted light ray is not deviated. That means the light ray, it never be changed the direction whenever the incident light ray is passing through the optical center. Okay, so using these basic concepts, we are going to draw the image for a particular object which is placed in a different places, and also we are going to learn the nature of the image also. We're going to learn the nature of the images. First point. Now I am going to locate the object at infinite distance. The object at infinite distance. This is the first case, and all the cases I am going to explain with the convex lens alone. Later we will discuss the concave lens. So object at infinite distance, lens. For each and every cases we are using the convex lens. It's simply called by the convex lens, but the actual name is already I told that it is a double convex lens, because the two surfaces of this convex lens, it having a same radius of curvature, and the refractive index of these two surfaces is also same. So double convex lens, simply it called by the name of convex lens. Okay. Now first of all I am going to note that O, center point of the lens, is optical center, and next we are going to draw the principal axis, and I am taking this is a f1, focal length of the first surface, and this is nothing but 2f1, and here this is f2, and this one is 2f2, or we can note this notation is a c1, this is c2. Okay, we are taken the two surfaces having a same refractive index, and radius of curvature is also same. So we can say that the distance between O and F1, it must equal to the distance between O and F2. Like the same, the O to F1 distance, it is equal to O to F2. Now we are locating the object at infinite distance. If you are placing the object at a infinite distance, definitely the incident light rays for the convex lens, it is parallel to the principal axis. The incident light rays are parallel to the principal axis. So I am going to draw just two incident light rays. We can take more than two, but it is very easy to draw the diagram if we are taking only two incident light rays. So these incident light rays are parallel to the principal axis. Already I told that if the parallel light rays are incident on the convex lens, it is refracted by the each and every surfaces in the convex lens. After getting the refraction, that light rays converge at the point F2. That means it is focused or it is converged at the principal focus. So in this point, we are getting that image. Here, the size of the image is very diminished image. Simply we can say that we are getting the point size image or point image. Okay, so size of the image is very less when you are locating the object at infinite distance. So if you are placing the object at infinite distance, the light rays from the object, definitely it is parallel to the principal axis. So the parallel light rays incident on the convex lens, after getting the refraction, all the refracted light rays are converged at the point F2. So we are getting a diminished image, very diminished image or point size image. And the nature is nothing but it is a real and inverted image. It is a point size image, but that image is real and inverted image. And we can mark the distance between the point O and at which point the image it will be formed. So these two gap is nothing but V, image distance. This is called as V, image distance. Okay. Now in this case, we are taking the U is infinite because the object is located at the infinite distance from the point O. So U is equal to infinite. And F is nothing but distance between F1 and O or distance between O and F2, because these two distances are same. So we can take that F, we can mark that F in any one of the places, F. Okay. So this is with respect to whenever you are placing the object at infinite distance. On the second case, this is first one. On second case, now I am going to locate the object beyond C1 or beyond 2F1. I am going to locate the object at beyond C1 or beyond 2F1. Same case, same lens, but the object is located in a different place. Convex lens. This point is refer O, and the principal axis. And we can note this is F1. This curve, student, and also you note that this distance, it must be equal to here, because we know the relation between R and F. The R, radius of curvature, it is equal to 2 times of the F. So this distance is F, means this total distance is 2F. Okay. F2, 2F2. Okay. Now I am going to place the object beyond C1 or beyond 2F1. So this is object AB. And in this case also, I consider the 2 light rays from the object. One is parallel to the principal axis, and another one is passing through the optic center. So if you are locating the object beyond the C1, you are getting the image now. Here we are going to compare the size of the object and the size of the image. Here that refracted ray is definitely passing through the principal axis. This is 2F2. So at this point, the image, it will be formed. A dash, B dash. This point is B dash. Right, listen. So AB is the object. Now we place the object beyond the C1. We consider the 2 incident light ray. One is parallel to the principal axis. Another one is passing through the optical center. If the light ray is passing through the optical center, there is no deviation after getting the refraction. That means after passing through the lens, there is no deviation. And that parallel ray is definitely passing through the point F2 after getting the refraction by the convex lens. So this 2 refracted ray, it meets at the particular point. At this point, the image, it will be formed. So the image, it denoted by the letter I, and the size of the image, it noted by the symbol notation A dash and B dash. If you are giving the name at the head point of the arrow mark is A, and in the image point also, you mention the head point of the arrow mark is nothing but A dash. So A dash, B dash. So compare the size of the object and the image. Compare with these 2. Object height is greater than the image height. It is nothing but the image is a diminished image. In the second case also, we are getting a diminished image or a very small size image compared with the object. So AB is the object, A dash, B dash is the image. And here, if you are locating the object beyond C1, the image, it will be formed in between F2 and C2F2. F2 and 2F2 or F2 and C2. In between, not the midpoint, in between the F2 and 2F2, the image, it will be formed. So this is the second case. In this, by using the convex lens, we are having the 6 different cases. So this is the second case. Here image, diminished image. Here image is a small size image or diminished image. Very diminished or small size. And the nature is here real and inverted. Here also it is a real and inverted image. Okay. And third case, now I am going to place the object at C1. We know very well in the mirror case also, concave mirror, if you are locating the object at C, the same size of the image, it will be formed. Here also same size of the image it will be formed. Object at C1. Object at C1. That case, convex lens, optic center or optical center, the principal axis, F1, true F1, F2, to F2 or C2, to F1 or C1. Now we are placing the object at C1. In this case also we consider the two incident light rays. One is parallel to the principal axis and another one is passing through the optical center. So this case that parallel rays definitely passing through the principal axis. Later you mark it, or otherwise you mark that 2F2 here. And this ray which is passing through the optic center, there is no deviation. So the image it will be formed at the point 2F2 . So compare the object size and the image size, A dash and B dash. Whenever you are going to the image formation diagram, you just first of all note the position here, and it is very simple. You draw the image. After that, you draw the lines. It is better to getting a full mark for this case, because if you are drawing the lines at first, maybe the concept is deviated. That means in this case, the H is equal to H dash. If you are drawing the lines, after that you draw the image, sometimes it not will be happen. So always, first of all, you draw the, and you note the height of the object first, and you draw the image also, and after that you join all the lines. It is better. Okay. So in this case, the image it will be formed at the point 2F2. If you are locating the object at 2F1, the image it will be formed at 2F2, and the nature of the image is it is a real and inverted. It is also real and inverted. The nature is real and inverted, and the size is the same size of the image like the object. So H1 is equal to H dash, or AB is equal to A dash B dash. This is with respect to when the object is located at C1. And the fourth case, the object is located between F1 and 2F1. So now each and every case, we are moving the object from infinite towards the optical center. First infinite, next beyond C1, next at C1, and next case is between F1 and C1. Okay, this is C1. F1, true F1, F2, true F2. So object is in between. So we can place the object anywhere in between the point F1 and true F1. Same, we are consider the two incident light rays. One is parallel to the principal axis, another one is passing through the optical center. Oh, so object is AB. Okay, this is the initial condition. So object is located at in between the point F1 and 2F1. So the two incident light rays, one is parallel to the principal axis, another one is passing through the optical center. Now these parallel rays, after getting the refraction, it is passing through the point F2. So the two refracted ray, it will be meet at the point I1. So in this point, we are getting the image. So the image size, this one. This is A dash, this is B dash. So compare with the object height, the image height is greater. So H is less than H dash. Object height is less than the image height. So we are getting very enlarged size image for the given object. Enlarged image, it will be formed. That enlarged image, it will be formed beyond the point 2F2. Beyond 2F2. This case, the image, it will be formed at 2F2 because the object is located at 2F1. In this case, the object is placed in between F1 and 2F1. So the image, it will be formed beyond 2F2, and it is a very enlarged size. And here also the nature is real and inverted image. In this case also, we are getting real, inverted, enlarged size image beyond 2F1. Okay, so if you are placing the object in between F1 and 2F1, the image, it will be formed beyond 2F2, and it is a real inverted enlarged image. Real inverted and enlarged image. So this is the fourth case. Remaining, we have only the two cases. Next, fifth case is, I am going to fix the object at F1. Only two other possible cases are there. One is the object is placed at F1, and the last case is object is placed in between F1 and O. So fifth one, object at F1. Sixth case, object is placed between F1 and O. Okay. Now, first of all, I am going to explain the concept. When the object is located at F1. So O, F1, 2F1, F2, 2F2. Students, whenever you are going to draw the image formation case, first of all, you draw the lens, then you mark the principal axis, and then you note all the point on the principal axis. Then only you fix the object. Now, the object AB is located at the point F1. In this case also, we consider two incident light ray. One is parallel to the principal axis, another one is passing through the optical center. This parallel rays, after getting the refraction, definitely it is passing through the point F2. And this is not a deviated ray. The undeviated incident ray, which is passing through the point O, this is ghost ray. So compare with these two. Almost these two refracted rays are parallel to each other. The two refracted rays are almost parallel to each other. The refracted rays are parallel to each other, and the image, it will be formed at a infinite distance. Image, it will be formed at a infinite distance, and we are getting a real inverted, very large size image, because it is formed. That means these two rays, it may be converged at the infinite distance, because this is almost parallel. So it meets any one of the places on the other side of the lens, at which point it is converged with each other. It meets with each other. At this place, we are getting that image. That image is real and inverted, and size of the image is very, very, very larger size compared with the object. So we can write the notation like this. This is very, very, very less than H dash. Image height is very greater compared with the object height whenever you are locating the object at point F1. So this is with respect to the fifth case. And next one, the sixth case. Sixth one, we are going to place the object between the point F1 and O. Convex lens, optical center, principal axis, and F1 and 2F1, F2, 2F2. Object is placed in between F1 and O. A, B object is O. So in this case also you consider the two light rays. One is parallel to the principal axis. Another one is passing through the optical center. This parallel rays, after getting the refraction, it is passing through the point F2, and this light ray moving like this. So see, all these two refractor light rays, this is passing through the point F2, this undeviated ray is passing through the point O. These two refracted rays are diverging with each other. The two light rays, after getting the refraction, this is diverge with each other. So it never be meets at any one of the point on the other side of the lens. It never be meet because these two rays are diverge with each other. If the two rays are converge with each other, it definitely meet at any one of the point. So in this case, it is impossible. So we are going to extend these two lines in the same side of the object. If we are extending these two lines. In this point, these extended lines are meet with each other. So in this point, the image it will be formed. So the image it will be formed in the same side of the object. So this is A dash, this one is B dash. Beyond the 2F1, the image it will be formed in the same side of the object, and the size is very large. Enlarged size image it will be formed on the same side of the object, and the image is nothing but virtual and erected. Enlarged size image, and the nature is virtual and erected. Virtual and erected enlarged image are formed in the convex lens when you are locating the object in between the point F1 and O on any one of the side of the lens. So image it formed on the same side at only one case in the convex lens. That case is whenever you are locating the object in between the point O and F1. All the remaining cases, the image is nothing but real and inverted image. And sometimes we are getting a diminished image, and sometimes we are getting an enlarged image. But this last case only, we are getting the virtual and erected image, but it is size is enlarged size compared with the object. All the remaining cases, students, you note this one, all the remaining cases we are getting real and inverted image. So if suppose in one more question they are asking the convex lens, it will be formed or it can be produced if the four options are there. One is real and inverted image, option B is virtual and erected image, option C both A and B, and option D is none of these. We can choose the option C, both A and B, because depending upon the position, the convex lens, it can be produce a real and inverted image. And also there is only one case is possible to form a virtual and erected image. If suppose, you note this one, if suppose they are particularly mentioned the word mostly, the convex lens is mostly form real and inverted image. Same question, if they are using the word is mostly, the option A is a correct answer, real and inverted image. Don't choose the option C, both A and B, because they are applying the word the mostly. So the in convex lens, mostly it produces a real and inverted image. Okay, only one case only it forms the virtual and directed image when the object is located in between the point F1 and O. So all the 6 cases is with respect to convex lens. Next we are going to see the image formation by concave lens. Concave lens, already I told that only 2 possible cases are there. So very simple. In concave lens, 2 cases. One is when the object is located at infinite distance. Object is located at infinite distance. And the second cases is object at anywhere. Apart from the infinite distance, we can locate the object anywhere. The image, it will be formed at a particular place. Okay, let's see. First, the object is located at infinite distance. Concave lens. Already, I hope all of you have studied the topic, the difference between convex and concave lens, because I discussed that point in the previous class. So optic center, F1 to F1, F2 to F2. So the object is located at infinite distance means the light rays from the object, this is parallel to the principal axis. So parallel to the principal axis when the object is located at infinite distance. So this concave lens, it is used to diverge the incident light ray. It is used to diverge. So the incident light rays, which is parallel to the principal axis, these light rays are getting some refraction. So it is diverge. Refraction, diverge. This 2 divergent light ray from the concave lens is never be meet in this place. So we are going to extend this diverging line in backward direction. It is merged at the point F1. So the image, it will be formed at the point F1. So we can say that if the light rays are parallel to each other or the object is located at infinite distance, the image, it will be formed at the point F1. And this light rays, it appears, these light rays appears to start from the point F1. Actually, we extend these lines, but it appears from starting from the point F1. This diverging rays origin, it's appeared to be started at the point F1. This is the first case. So in this case, the image, it will be formed at the point principal focus F1. So very diminished size image, it will be formed, and the image, it will be formed on the same side of the object. So the nature of the image is virtual and erected. Very diminished size image formed on the same side of the object. The nature is virtual and erected. So in concave lens, all the other cases, the image is a virtual and erected image, and the size is diminished size. In this case, very diminished size. And the next one, object that's located anywhere apart from the infinite distance. Concave lens, optical center, F1 to F1, F2, and next to F2. So now I am going to fix the object. We can fix anywhere beyond 2F1 or in between the F1 and 2F1. Now I am choosing the object is located at the distance in between the point F1 and 2F1. So same, the two light rays, one is parallel to the principal axis. And if you are choosing another one, light ray is passing through the point O. So this is it cannot be deviated. These light rays are diverge with each other. So see the diagram, these two light rays are diverge with each other. So it never be meet at any point. So we are going to extend these lines in backward direction. If you are extend these lines in backward direction means right. In this point, the two light rays are converged. That means joined together. So image it will be formed here in this place. Compare the size of the object and size of the image. It is a very diminished size. Okay. So now in this case, I place the object in between F1 and 2F1. So image it will be formed in between the optical center and the point F1. And nature of the image is diminished size, virtual and erected. It is found virtual and erected. So all the cases, the concave lens, it can be formed only the virtual and erected image in a diminished manner. And we can note that another one thing is, you note it, here the image it will be formed in between O and F1. If you are placing the object, if I am placing the object at 2F1, two rays parallel and another one is passing through the, so this rays is diverge. So if you are extending this diverging ray, here the image it will be formed. So at first case, I fix the object in between the point F1 and 2F1. The image it formed in between O and F1, and it is a virtual and erected, and it is a diminished size. If you are placing the object in between the at the point 2F1, the same place the image it will be formed, and nature is also same, and it is also a diminished size image. So then only they are given that statement is, if you are locating the object at anywhere apart from the infinite distance, because if the object is at infinite distance, the image it will be formed at the point F1. For all other cases, the image is formed in between the point O and F1. Okay, and nature is also same, virtual and erected, and we are getting very diminished size image. So height of the object is always greater than the height of the image, or we can say that very greater. Simply in a textbook they are noted it is greater than h dash. Okay, so this is with respect to concave lens. So students, I hope all of you understand the concept how to draw the diagram for image formation in convex lens and concave lens. And also you have studied that concept is difference between the convex and concave lens. Now I am going to show the diagram separately in the PPT board. See the PPT board. Students, see this one. Now I'm going to show the diagram for image formation separately. See this case. So this is object at infinite distance in convex lens. So first of all, we are going to see all the image formation with respect to a convex lens. So image it formed at f2. And the next one, image at beyond C1 or 2f1, object at beyond C1 or 2f1, the image it will be formed in between f2 and 2f2. Third case, object at 2f1, so image it's also formed at the point principal center of curvature of the second surface, that means at 2f2. Third one, object located in between f1 and 2f1, so image it will be formed beyond 2f2 and enlarged size. So now we are discussing all the cases, the nature of the image is real and inverted image. Here in this case, after getting the refraction, that the two refracted rays are parallel to each other, so image it will be formed at the infinite distance. Next one, in this case only the convex lens it produce the image on the same side of the object, and it is virtual and erected enlarged image. So this is a tabular column, they are given in your textbook, that conclusion for the image formation by using the convex lens. See the nature of the image, all the cases are real and inverted, so mostly real and inverted, and only one case it formed the virtual and erected image. And in concave lens, first case, if the object is infinite distance, the image is formed at the point f1, diminished size, point size image formed, and that image is nothing but virtual and erected image. For all other cases, the image is formed. Students, you noted this is one of the important question, 1 mark. The image it will be formed for all the cases in concave lens in between optical center and the principal focus. Optical center and the principal focus, except when the object is located at the infinite distance. So this is also a tabular column in your textbook. Virtual and erected. For all the cases, we are getting a diminished size image, and the nature is virtual and erected. So students, I hope all of you clear about that concept, how to draw the diagram or image forming by using convex and concave lenses. We have only two topics are there. Remaining topic is one is magnification and another one is power of your lens. The topic we discuss in the next class. So after that, I am going to be discussing your book pack question answer also. Okay. Study well, students. Thank you. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.